Hi everyone, and welcome back to a new video on realizations. Today's video is going to be a short one where I talk about my revision strategy that I had followed for Quant. There's just 75 days left for CAT 2025 and I can understand the anxiety that you're going through. Even I remember Quant was my toughest section, and no matter how much I studied, I always feared that what if I forget the formulas? What if what I'm studying, what I'm solving, I'm not able to remember this? And if you're going through that, it's okay, you're not alone. Everyone goes through that. It's just that you have to keep revising, keep revisiting what you're studying, so that you start building confidence that okay, what I'm studying, I'm like that's sticking with me. And yeah, let's talk about the different strategies that you can use so that you feel confident and you don't feel like you'll forget everything that you've studied till now. I've divided this video into two parts. The first part is where I'm covering how you should make your revision booklet. A booklet which has formulas, shortcuts, tips and tricks, important questions. And the second part is your about routine, how you should solve more and more questions, how you should start taking sectional and full length mocks now. And finally, there are some general tips and tricks in this video. Let's start with the first part of the video. You've reached that stage of your CAT preparation where a big chunk of your quant syllabus should be over. And now you should move on to creating a short notebook, a copy where you have all your important formulas, shortcuts, tips and tricks written. And every week or every few weeks, you should go back to this book and revise everything from the start page to the end page, and also keep adding on more formulas to this book. As the more number of times you revise this booklet, the more confidence you'll be building. I remember I had this kind of a book and I revised it so many times that by the end of it, the initial part of the notebook, the initial part of the tips and tricks, because I had revised that multiple times. The later part I was rewriting and writing, but the initial part, they were on my fingertips. I remembered every formula, every shortcut that were in the initial pages of the notebook. So for those topics that you've already covered, just open your notebook or your coaching material and just flip through the pages and bring out all the important formulas that you see related to that topic and start noting them down in your formula book that you're going to create. Not just shortcuts and formulas, you can even copy down some very unique questions that you tend to get wrong every single time and copy them along with the solution, so that when you're revising the notebook, you know, okay, not just these formulas, but this is the kind of question that I get wrong from this topic every time, and make a mental note of it. Do this for the topics that you've already done, and as and when you move on to the newer topics, add formulas and cheat codes for those new topics as well at the end. Every week or every 2 weeks, make it a point to revisit that notebook end to end. Also, leave some blank pages at the end of every section, at the end of every topic, so that you can add more and more important, unique questions when you solve sectional mocks or full-length mocks, and copy them down here, because you have to maintain this notebook till the end of November. Now let's move on to the second part of the video, which is problem solving, important topics and mocks. So whenever you're doing problem solving for Quant, you should always do it in decreasing order of importance. That is, first and foremost, the most important topics where you get a maximum weightage of questions, and then move on to lesser important topics. And here are the most important topics from which repeatedly we get highest weightage of problems. Percentages, profit loss, averages, ratio and proportion, geometry, number system, mixtures and allegations, time distance work, linear and quadratic equation. Now, how you should do the problem solving for revision is that take any one topic in this order. Let's say on the first day you take up ratio and proportion, flip through the notes that you have built. Now, once you've revised the concepts of a topic, for example, percentages, now the next step is to move on to solving the problems of only that topic in one sitting. I highly recommend buying a book like this from Oswaal, which has all the past year question papers divided topic wise. So like I was saying, you are doing percentages today. Now go to the topic of percentages in this book and solve 10 to 20 problems from this book. So all of these are past year questions with solutions and explanations. So you can buy a book like this from Oswaal Books. Like, I've gone through this whole book and I highly recommend it. And in that same sitting, after you've attempted 10 to 15 questions, the next step of this revision is to see what all questions you got right and what you got wrong. Also, what were the questions in which you took maximum amount of time? This book from Oswaal not only has the answers, but it also has QR codes next to a lot of questions that you can scan, and it will redirect you to YouTube videos relating to the concepts of that question, and it can be very useful for revision. Now, once you've done this analysis, see if there are any formulas or quick tips and tricks that should be in your formula notebook and copy it there, or any unique questions like I had said. And this is how the circle continues. You revise your tips and tricks and formulas, and then go on to do 10 to 15 problem solving of one topic and see if there's anything left. And then you do this for the next topic, and you do this every week. This is the kind of revision I had done for Quant, and I highly recommend doing that. Also, every weekend try to give one sectional mock for Quant. That will be very helpful. You can even make that 2 or 3 depending on how much time you have. These books from Oswaal also come with shortcuts, tips and tricks, mnemonics that you can copy onto your formula notebook. I've added all the important features related to these books and the links from where you can buy them in the description of the video. Do check them out. That's pretty much what I had for you in this video. Remember, there's no shortcut. Everyone's going through the same cycle of solving, learning, revising, and then maybe also periods of self-doubt. If you're going through that, it's okay. Just the only way to get out of that self-doubt is when you do problems and you do them correctly, and that high you get from solving questions correctly. So there's no other way of getting over that fear of that self-doubt. Just keep going and believe in yourself, and all the very best.